In this video, I'm going to be teaching you Sinner Boss in Hollow Knight Silksong. So I had heard some rumblings just in my comment section that this is a cool boss, or where's the tutorial for this boss because he's hard. Yeah, this is a very cool boss. I love this fight. When I first got to it, I dueled with the first Sinner for like 5 minutes until I just eventually died because I was kind of learning the moveset, but I got to the second phase. But what I noticed is it does this move where it looks like it's healing itself. So the key to doing this fight well is to be extremely aggressive. You can see I beat first Sinner in 2.5 minutes, and this was only on my 4th attempt. So once I sort of learned that, I went back to a bench. I changed my tools. I went with a Cogfly with poison. The reason that's so good is the Cogfly will run out when the boss is trying to heal and interrupt the heal, and it applies poison so it's more damage. And then I went with Tax for the second phase because as the boss scurries along the ground, it's going to be hitting Tax like crazy, and also the poison will do more damage from the Tax. So you'll see how quick this second phase is, which is really important because the second phase does get quite hectic. It's not impossible, but yeah, let's walk you through the boss fight here. Such a cool boss fight. I sort of wish, so with Lace, I made it a point to not use any tools because I just really liked how the fight felt. And that's sort of like this one. So let's get into it. You do want to be aggressive here. So there's this move and he's going to swipe down. So you can get to him when he lands and get a hit in, or you can even pogo. Pogo's more for the one where it scurries across. So we get a hit in there. So I use the sprint attack a lot. So I sprint and kind of dive at him. And yeah, you just have to watch for the falling knives there again. So he does that little silk thing. I'm not sure if he's